if you feel like you're too busy for fat loss, you probably want to watch this. I've created the laziest approach you can take that means you can lose fat, feel flipping great about the way you look, the way you feel, and not spend hours on end in the gym and eating chicken and rice and hating your life. I've put this together to show you how easy and simple fat loss can be if you know what you are doing and you're focusing on the right things. Before we get onto the 4 steps, who the hell am I? For anyone new around here, hi, I'm Joe. I'm a Team GB gymnast turned fat loss coach, and I help people build a body that they love and the confidence to match, feel and look great without removing everything they enjoy about life with my online content and coaching services. For more fat loss advice like the bits in this video, the first link in the description, I've put everything you need to know about fat and weight loss, tips, tricks, hacks, myth busting, everything you need to know. First link, you can grab that for free. And the second link is going to tell you more about my fat loss program, what it is, how long it takes, what exactly do you do, how much it is, and how it's helped other people's lives. Second link for that one. So if I bring back my 4-step system, I think it's really easy when it comes to fat loss, well, anything, to get overwhelmed by how much information there is out there. These things are the bare minimum for fat loss. It's what you need to get right in order to see change. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to create my own simple little system. And the whiteboard is back. So first, we need to check out step 1. And it's going to involve one of these bad boys. Yes, a tape measure. Step 1 is going to be our check-in or our starting point. In the first phase, we're going to take our body measurements. We're going to grab a tape measure. You can get one of these on Amazon for like £1. Get that ordered. We're going to weigh ourselves, and we're also going to take our body progress pictures. I know exactly how you feel. You may not want to take pictures of yourself. You may not feel confident enough. You may not want that moment where you see the scales or you look at your measurements, but it is so, so important. One of the biggest things I see is people don't do this, so they actually cannot see physically any progress they are making. We need a starting point. We need a set of results, which then we can revert back to and compare against when we are a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 months into your fat loss program. Pick consistent sites of the body to measure: chest, waist, hips, thighs, calves, biceps, everything. Don't go every single increment inch up the arm, but pick 5, 8, 10 sites if you like to measure, and they are going to be one of our key indicators of performance and progress. You do not have to weigh yourself for fat loss, let me get that straight. However, I do think it can be a really useful tool to ensure other aspects of what you are doing are helping and you are going in the right direction. Weighing yourself could be the first sign that maybe something else you're doing is out of line. Maybe another step, but we're not on that yet. But it's important. I would suggest weighing yourself once a week if you've got a good relationship with weighing yourself. Of course, if you've got deep-rooted psychological problems with the scales, I am not suggesting, and it is not medical advice, do not do it. But I love weighing myself once a week as a form of accountability to be able to go, right, this is working, this is working, this is working. Don't hold all of your progress, all of your hopes on the scales, because like I had with a client just last week, the scales were not showing her the full picture. She has made an incredible transformation since she joined the team, and her progress pictures are absolutely incredible. But the weight wasn't moving just as much as she would like. This could be indicating lots of different things, and lots of different things can affect the scale weight. Sleep, stress, water consumption, time of day, how much food you've consumed, when you're weighing, all of these things can affect. So pick a time, pick a day, stay consistent, do it every week. And what I say to all my clients with the pictures, take them and put them in a folder on your phone so you don't have to look at them if you don't want to. That is absolutely fine. I never force people to share pictures with me. Obviously on the app, we've got a place for it, but it's so important because in 6 months, you'll look back and you'll have wished you had taken them. Weigh yourself once a week, do pictures and measurements every 4 weeks. Okay, phase 1 is complete. We have our starting point, and genuinely, after completing this phase, you might just snap into gear. It might help motivate you a little bit. And this is a really important thing. Sometimes you just need the facts in front of you before you can move on and make a decision and make a change to start. Moving on to the next stage of our lazy fat loss approach, nutrition. Now, you thought you were going to get away without focusing on nutrition. If you've watched my other videos, you will know that nutrition is the biggest deciding factor on whether you are going to lose fat or gain fat when it comes to fat loss. Firstly, we need to make sure we are in a calorie deficit. I would suggest using a calculator rather than calculating it complexly. Use a calculator, find your maintenance calories. For most of you, this is probably going to be 2,000, 2,200, depending on if you're a man, woman, how much you weigh, how tall you are, what job you've got, how active you are. All of these things are going to depend. So don't just pick Steve's from down the road and copy his. There's hundreds of calculator apps. I'll put a couple of my favorite in the description so you can grab them. That is going to tell you your maintenance levels of calories. This number is essentially how many calories your body needs to survive and maintain its current weight and state day to day for the activities that you are doing. Let's say, for example, this is 2,200. What we're then going to do is we're going to start with a small deficit below that number. This means your body is going to be in a state where it needs to change. It is going to need more energy to do the things you need it to do and survive. So it is going to burn some of those fat stores to use as energy. This is a deficit. If your maintenance is 2,200, starting at a place like 2,000 would be absolutely fine. As you see the fat loss progress and scale weight start to go down, you can always decide and ramp up your deficit as you go. You do not need to cut your calories in half. You do not need to be eating 1,000 calories. If you do that, what is going to happen? Your body is going to go into survival mode. Basically, it's trying to keep you alive. It is very clever. It is not going to want to lose any energy from anywhere, which is going to make it harder. It is also going to be telling you and giving you all the signs in the world that you need to consume more calories. It's going to lead to burnout very quickly, binging, and it's just not sustainable. We don't want a crash diet. We want a long, slow, sustainable fat loss pattern that you can apply and take into life. That means you're not going to hate your life, you're going to enjoy it, and you're just not going to yo-yo. Next up, once we've got that number, we are going to try and stick to it. It is super important you do this, although this is the lazy approach to fat loss. So if you want to skip this step and maybe you'll see slightly slower results, it just makes it a little bit harder. You absolutely can. I do not think everybody should track calories all the time. I do think it is a very useful tool to increase awareness around what you are consuming. When we've got that number, next we're going to try and make lower calorie food swaps where we can. This is simple, trying to pick slightly lower calorie options when it comes to mealtime, snacks, whatever it may be. Have a look at the packet, see how many calories are in it. Is there a lower calorie option? Sometimes there will be simple lower calorie options. This could be the stage where you stop going to Greg's on your lunch and using 1,000 calories on a steak, bacon, a sandwich or whatever, and start preparing some home cooked meals. Maybe you go from Greg's to Sainsbury's and get a 600 meal deal instead with a high protein. Ooh, next stage. It doesn't have to be cutting everything out and only eating chicken and rice, but you do have to start making some better choices. We are going to focus then on having some protein at every single meal. The more protein you can consume and ensuring you have a higher protein balance in your diet means you are going to be in a great position for building and repairing muscle for maybe the next point, little hint there, but also these foods that are high in protein are more satiating, meaning they will leave you feeling fuller for longer and therefore reduce the likelihood of binging or snacking, which is essential when it comes to fat loss. It often trips so many people up. A couple of bonus bits here. Have a look at your fizzy drinks. If you are consuming a couple of cans of full fat Coke every day, an easy way to reduce calories is go for the diet option. Often these drinks have 200 to 300 calories in a free 30 milliliter can, and you can just erase that and have a 1 calorie can of Coke. I think fizzy drinks are a cheat code when it comes to fat loss. Sometimes we want a fizzy drink, we want to scratch that itch, and picking a low sugar, low calorie option is just, for me, a no-brainer. Cooking oils, this is another massive one. People have no idea how much calories these oils or sauces, in fact, consume. Often I'll have people that track the calories and they've not included sauces or cooking oils. If you don't want to use Frylight, which is a great option, Monitor and track closely how much oil you are using and add it to your calories. Do not miss this step out. Okay, step 2, complete. We are 50% of the way there to our lazy fat loss approach. Step 3, resistance train 2 to 3 times per week. Although nutrition is the key driver when it comes to fat loss, training is super important as well. Building muscle and getting stronger is going to build a physique that will be revealed by nutrition. Whether your goals are to feel stronger or create a better looking physique, it is so important. If we're training 2 to 3 times per week, the best split is probably going to be a full body split. This means training multiple muscle groups, including upper and lower exercises and muscle groups in every session. Say for example, we trained chest on day 1 and then legs and quads on day 2, and then we trained arms on day 3. You're only hitting those muscle groups once per week. Whereas if we do a full body split, we can ensure that every muscle group gets hit twice per week. So make sure it's got a good mix in there. If you want to grab a plan, I have a program for only £20 per week where I'll program your workouts and give you access to my app. That's in the second link. You can find out more about that. Just sign up and I'll be in touch. But if you want an example of an easy workout you could start with, here you go. Some kind of squat variation in there. Maybe a hack squat, maybe a back squat, maybe it's a goblet squat, some squatting mechanical movement in there. You need to have a hinge movement in there as well. Might be a Romanian deadlift, maybe some kind of back extension or deadlift, a movement where you are hinging at the hips forwards to help develop the posterior chain, the back of you. It should have some pulling movements in there, maybe rowing, barbell row, seated cable row, dumbbell row. Again, another exercise and set of movements that are going to be working on the back, the reverse of you, the posterior, super important. This could also include your bicep curls, of course, because you want to build a set of arms which look good in t-shirts. I'm still working on it. And then you are going to have your pushing exercises as well. Overhead shoulder press, dumbbell shoulder press, barbell bench press, dumbbell bench press, dumbbell incline bench press, tricep extensions, dips, all of those exercises where you are doing the action of pushing, you need to include those as well. This could be as simple as something like this, that you stick to, you follow, and then you push on and try and improve over the next few weeks. Dumbbell goblet squat, dumbbell glute bridge, dumbbell RDL. That is it for the legs, really simple. For the upper body, dumbbell incline bench press, cable seated row, and assisted overhand pull-ups. That doesn't tick every single box, but you get the idea. It can be super simple. When you're taking a lazy approach to fat loss, it's not going to be perfect. Tailor it maybe to areas that you want to improve specifically. Maybe you do more glute work, or maybe it's got more arm exercises in there. And ideally, if you're only training 2 to 3 times per week, you are going to have to train a little bit longer to fit in everything you need. You are going to train with intent. You are going to make sure those exercises are done correctly, correct form, full extension and full flexion of each movement. If it's a glute bridge, make sure when you lift your hips up, you are squeezing your glutes and your core, and you are putting the stress and the tension on the muscles in the right place. You're not going through the motions. When you can hit that rep target easily on that exercise, say it's 10 and you've got 3 sets, for example, keep it really easy, you are then going to push the weight up. This is going to make it harder. Progressive overload is what causes your muscles to change, therefore get stronger and rebuild, repair stronger, and change your physique. If you are doing the same weight week in, week out, nothing will change. Nothing changes if nothing changes. There has to be a reason. Your muscles, body has to be put under stress in order to change. This is what so many people get wrong about their training. There's hundreds of workouts out there online. If you want me to program you one, check out that second link and make sure you get in the gym and start lifting some weights. Whether you're an experienced lifter and you've just got out of a routine, or you've never lifted weights before, we can tailor you something specific to your level that will help you and mean that you can get those gains, benefits, and obviously longevous, if that's a word, longevity benefits from resistance training. Training builds it, nutrition reveals it. Step 3, complete on our lazy fat loss. We have got the final point, and then you are to go on your journey of lazy fat loss. Step 4 is simple. Get any extra movement, exercise, activity, and expenditure where possible. Getting extra movement in is going to increase the calories you are burning, therefore increase the likelihood of you remaining and staying in that deficit. So important. It could be something as simple as a walk at lunchtime, a half an hour walk, earphones in, podcast on, getting some extra steps in with a little another coffee, because obviously you've got to have a lunchtime coffee as well, not just a morning coffee. Otherwise, we're not going to get on. Or it could be five-a-side football or a game of paddle with your mates. Any other opportunity you can take to basically just move your body, whether it is increasing your NEAT, which is your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, so walking, daily movements, whatever, or an exercise-specific thing. Anything you can do where you are moving your body more will burn more calories, therefore increase the likelihood of you actually achieving your fat loss goals. And there we have it. Your 4-step, easy, simple, lazy approach to fat loss is complete. Fat loss can be complex, but an approach like this can break it down and make it super simple. This approach is not going to be perfect. It is for somebody who wants to lose as much fat as possible while giving the least amount of effort, thought and energy to it. For more fat loss advice, hit the first link in the description where I've put everything you need to know about fat and weight loss so you can avoid the noise and laser focus on what is important. And it might be a great carry on from this video, so grab those. And the second link is going to tell you more about my coaching, where I help people lose fat, get into great shape, become more confident, all of those things. What it is, how long it is, what you get, how much is it, and I bet you it's cheaper than you think, and how it's helped so many other people transform their lives. Because I'm invested, I care. You're not on my app with a member of a team. I'm not pushing you aside. I'm working with you one-to-one while I still can. I won't be able to do this forever. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. YouTube's going to suggest a video here that's probably solving a fitness myth, problem, or helping you with your nutritional fitness. So you should probably watch it as well.